Hey, hi. Okay, today there's a couple of news I want to share with you. First is this employer's job report that came out just like a few hours ago, before the Fed's meetings, and I think this actually will help them to hope that they will become a little bit more dovish and not hawkish on crazy Fed rate hikes. Um, and because the job added employ this is on the private sector, employers added only 247,000 jobs. What they had was March was actually 395, and then this was way below. So actually, you can see that the employment market has actually reduced. Of course, if you look at Lyft, the share dropped. The something like the Uber competitor, their shares dropped quite a lot because they're saying that they couldn't find drivers and all that. And But at the same time, you see people, companies like Robinhood retrenching, CNN Plus closing down their companies, their particular division. So you can see that there's actually quite a good balance between companies that are employing, and also there are good numbers of companies that are not really engaging in employment and slowing down. So this is actually good because high employment means that, especially high employment plus high spiraling of wages, would trigger greater inflation. This actually will tame down the possibility of inflation, because there will be a balance between the job market and also the employees that's available or staff that's available. So another thing I want to share with you was about, there was this Warren Buffett, in 3 years they had this annual general meeting, and then of course they talk about land, Apple, Occidental, Activision, Blizzard, the acquisition by Microsoft on this particular gaming company, you know, and they were saying that they wouldn't pay more than 25 on something that they can't, they wouldn't issue a check. Unlike if you ask me to buy for $25 for a piece of land, I would, something like that. Yeah, and then back to this article about recession again. The crazy word right now, and I think recession actually is we are already in it, and stagflation would be something I think that's more possible, um, and would may happen after, what do you call recession, um, whereby but stagflation, I think the likelihood is that it has to the unemployment rates going up has to happen for this to happen. So I think it's, I think US market generally will still be good, and recession, a technical one, it wouldn't mean anything if there's no credit crunch, and there is basically good, there's demand are not crushed, so things are actually not bad. So just want to share with you whether we are at the bottom. Nasdaq actually dropped 4.2% last Friday, the worst since 2008. Are we at, what you call it, bottom? Are we really buying at the dip? So I think so. For me, I think so. Yeah, it's pretty perfect now. As you can see, the charts right now, it's always been going down quite a lot. There's been a major correction. So, you will possibly go up, but you never know. You might maybe hit around 11 to 12,000 ish for it to um, go up to the next batch, and guided by the new batch of companies that are producing more than 10% growth. So yeah, today could be the worst stock market. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean the last couple of days. Um, and then always look for companies that has a lower amount of loans. That's very important. I did mention before because, especially, Royal Caribbean, like they have junk bonds. If you see Fed raising interest rates, all these corporate would be companies would be affected, especially they have high loan gearings. If you look at Tesla as well, they have 12.5 billion, but this is a very little compared to Ford and GM, so it's actually fine. Yeah, so another thing is the Ukraine and Russia war. May the 9th coming up quite soon. What would be the announcement? Would there be, what you call it, nuclear war declared? I'm not sure. But today they actually attacked the new city, which is the west coast of Ukraine. They have already covered the ports and also cover all the take over the steel factories and all that. So you can see fertilizer exports, all the important exports of Ukraine, like palladium, all that would be halted for sure. And then that's why I did mention before in my previous article, Mosaic, the fertilizer company of US, would benefit, and platinum would also benefit from the shortage of palladium. People will switch to these commodities as one of the commercial use. So yeah, I hope you like the video, and thank you very much, and please subscribe.